Hello, Communications 131. This is Hayden Hill here. I hope everybody's doing good during this quarantine. So to kind of get started, the word that I chose was assimilationism. Assimilationism is basically a big group that welcomes a small group, forming one society. Boom, you got assimilationism. We see this a lot today in society on social media, textbooks, whatever you call it. Assimilationism has been there. America was formed from it. So to kind of get started, the background on this word, where it came from, way back in the day with the Roman Catholic era, the Roman Catholic Church, they had a word called simulare. It's common to our English word similar, but simulare was basically the Latin word for assimilationism. It is the likeness, the culture share, the values, all into one. So the best thing I could think of to describe this was paint. So if you take one large pool of blue paint and one little puddle of red paint, and you mix the red paint in with the big pool of blue paint, you will form a new color, purple. And that is basically society in a nutshell with the word assimilationism. Both colors come together to form that one thing, and that is what we have today. So another example to kind of jog and make sure that we get it would be when the Europeans came over to America as we know today and invaded the land, took it as their own, and basically forced the Native Americans to assimilate into that society. That was probably one of the easier things that you could maybe think of. So America's morals are based off assimilation, assimilationism. They want in the Constitution to have everybody believe in one thing, of anybody has freedom of speech, and that is why we are America. That's why what we do. So assimilationism and in the Constitution allows people to form together to become one society, not to have any, discriminations or unjust thoughts about having this idea. That's what we were built on. Some perks of assimilationism has been how many immigrants can form into this country and be accepted and wanted and be assimilated. Different restaurants, different food, different types of things that us Americans take pride in is based off of assimilationism and how we allow others to just, be themselves, believe in what they believe in or their values. Since we do have a vast majority of immigrants and different people coming into this country, that is going to be followed in further generations. So 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, the people you see today, they're going to have kids, their kids are going to have kids, and it's going to be a huge form of assimilationism. And what I'm personally hoping will form everybody as a stronger bond. Everybody will understand everybody, and hoping that for the future comings of whoever might assimilate into this country, that it'll be welcoming. Assimilationism is the backbone of pretty much what you want in a society. You have communist countries like Russia or China that don't want to form an assimilationism. They want to be more direct, follow us by the rules. So when I think of this word, I think of freedom. I think of where we could be without this word. It would be terrifying if we didn't assimilate into one thing. Who knows? I don't want to know. But assimilationism offers protection to those who need it. Back in 1986, the Immigration Reform and Control Act, it granted 3 million people in the U.S. to come into this country. And that is a huge thing because we needed that as a United States population. We needed to have as much diversity and culture as we possibly could to become the best country, if that makes sense. So to this day, people have assimilated so much that only 984 people know how to speak 154 indigenous languages. That is a crazy statistic to me because that just shows how people have formed into this one idea called America and the freedoms that we have that everybody now kind of understands. And I think later on in generations, this will become a thing. People will be so assimilated into one culture that we can start to have more progression, more positive values to look forward to. So to kind of review what we talked about with assimilationism is what this word has done for not only our country, but how it is a natural thing in our society that should be accepted and just casted out there, because assimilationism is going to show up for generations to come. Well, that is basically what we need to do as our society, is form assimilationism.